Yellow, Jacob here. And today, let's go ahead and discuss the Minnesota Vikings post-bye week. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, yeah, the Minnesota Vikings are 5-1, and on Sunday we'll be taking on the Arizona Cardinals, which now might actually be a little bit more of a challenge than I was originally thinking, especially after what they did to the Saints at home. But we'll wait and see, especially with DeAndre Hopkins back and all that stuff. But I'll probably make more of an actual preview video within the next few days or so. But yeah, kind of rewinding it back here. Like I say, the Vikings are well atop the NFC North at this point. So what does that mean? I still really don't have any idea at this point, because as a Vikings fan, I've seen this team start off literally 7-0 and then finish the season 8-8. We're talking about 2016. And I've also seen this team start off like 3-4, 3-5, and make their way in the playoffs. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, that's basically all you can say is just who knows, because there's still plenty of season to go. We still got about 10 or 11 games left. And, boy, there's been a lot of crazy things going on this year in the NFL. Like, holy shit. Again, the Jets are 5-2. The Packers are 3-4, and I love every minute of it. But, no, because again, the reason why I say that, too, the same issues that have been plaguing them the better part of the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 seasons are rearing their ugly head. The only difference is they don't have a guy like James Jones, Jordy Nelson, or Devontae Adams to basically bail them out. Hey, Packers, have you heard of running the ball? I mean, good God, you have 2 stud running backs in the backfield. Like, and you run them a combined 12 times. I mean, and the thing is, when they were getting the ball, they were averaging almost 4 yards a game. By the way, Vikings fans, and Minnesota Vikings in general, write that note down here in 2 weeks when we actually go into Washington and play the Commanders ourselves. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see here, because the Packers might finally be melting down. Darn. And again, the sad part is that was all but preventable. Anyway. But yeah, like the Giants are also 6-1. The Bills are looking like one of the best teams. The Chiefs are right back where we thought they'd be. Yeah, the AFC West has been kind of... Yeah. Let's just say... Broncos fans, I feel bad for you guys, man. I mean, Nathaniel Hackett couldn't coach his way out of a wet paper bag. Russell Wilson looks more like the injured Russell Wilson from last year. And Broncos country, let's ride. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't heard a Broncos fan try to run through my laptop yet and choke me after saying that. Yeah, that's to say it's been rough over there too. And really, again, right now it looks like out of the AFC West, the number 1 team is the Chiefs. Stop and tell me where you've heard that before. Anyway, back to the NFC North. Like I say, I kind of already talked about the Packers here, being 3-4 and just looking like an absolute dumpster fire. The Lions, I honestly think the Lions season changed after that loss to the Vikings. Here's why I say that. The Lions are now 1-6. The Lions all but had that win against Minnesota in week 3 locked up. If Dan Campbell would have gone for it on 4th and 1, after already going for it like 5 times earlier and converting 3 or 4 of them, and yet you set up your kicker, whose is not really good from deep for like a 50-yard field goal. I mean, unless your kicker's Justin freaking Tucker, I wouldn't trust that. And it's not a slide on those guys. I mean, it's a 50-plus yard field goal. Even the best kickers have issues 50 yards plus. But it's like... And even if you would have gotten it, the Vikings still would have had that chance to go down the field anyway. And it's not like the Vikings really weren't moving the ball, you know. And obviously we all know what happened. Touchdown, KJ Osborne. Vikings win the game. And that basically started the chain reaction for the Vikings of being in these close, grind-them-out games. Well, let me rephrase that. Close games because we couldn't score for shit in the third quarter. Still got to play that complete 60 minutes, guys. I mean, how many times have I been harping on this channel about that? But I will say, though, the difference in the last few years is because, well, the Vikings have been in more, 8 points or less games, basically one-possession games, for the better part of the last 2.5 seasons. But for the first time, and I'd say probably about 2 or 3 of those seasons, the Vikings are actually winning these games. The scheme, the defense have just been doing enough to win the games. By the way, this is an all-new coach, all-new defense, all-new offense, all-new scheme, all-new special teams. Like, other than the players, the verbiage and everything else is different. And we all knew it would take a few weeks. Now, if you would have told me we would have been 5-1 going into the bye week this year, I would have been doing backflips and, I would have loved every moment of that. And I still do. Don't get me wrong here, but coming out of the bye week, there's still a lot of things I want to see cleaned up. Like, just more consistency. Don't play scared, don't play not to lose here, but that defense still has to get better. And like I say, the Bears are looking like who we thought they'd be this year. But again, how much of that is Justin Fields and how much of that is the new regime and the fact that Justin Fields, outside of Darnell Mooney and David Montgomery and maybe even Cole Kmet, who do they really have to throw the ball to? Equanimeous St. Brown is not the same as his brother. No offense. Dante Pettis, I mean, sure, he has a few good games, but he's not really a household big name. Velus Jones is looking solid, but again, he's relatively raw and unedited and young and all that stuff too. So, I mean, I don't know. They tried the whole Emir Smith-Marset thing. I could have told you that wasn't probably a good idea. But, yeah, all the Bears fans, though, are just like, oh, we won the Super Bowl. I'm like, there's a reason why he was going to be sent down to the practice squad. Just saying. And like I say, I loved me some ISL. And ironically enough, his best games were against the Bears. Including that Week 18 game last year. So, insider information, this, that, or the other thing, yeah, you go ahead and have fun with it. But anyway, reaming this back in. The Vikings are well atop the NFC North and are one of the better teams just... yeah, they're just one of the better teams in general, really. Now, can we keep this up? Because, again, I'm not going to say this is a team of destiny. But, damn, I'll tell you what, though. It is very, 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 very nice to see a full team effort. One area kind of struggles a little bit. The other areas pick it up. And then once, that area gets picked back up, then the other areas can kind of go back down a little bit and just, basically everyone accounts with each other versus it seems like it was literally just one side or the other. And, yeah, I mean, again, there's just really not a whole lot to complain about. And I still feel like none of our guys have really had those blow open, breakout, just, thump them type of games. I thought we would have had that with the Bears, but the Bears came back and just, granted, we won that game. You know, we're 3-0 in the division as well. But it'd be kind of nice to win by at least 10 or more points, at least a few games, you know. Just give yourselves a chance to just kind of be able to breathe, you know, take down the opponents you're supposed to take down, you know, win convincingly here, and let's just do the damn thing. I mean, next up, we have the Cardinals at home. Now they have DeAndre Hopkins back, which, ask the Buffalo Bills about that one. You know, I'm not sure who the running back's going to be, if it's still Eno Benjamin, or I'm not sure what's going on with James Conner and those guys. But they also picked up Robbie Anderson from the Panthers. Hollywood Brown, I still think, is going to be out for a long time. Their defense is, well, they got a few big players, but for the most part, everything's just kind of there on defense. But again, like I say, don't take anything lightly. So, 5-1 after the bye. Well atop the NFC North by 2.5 games, with the tiebreaker against pretty much the rest of the North. 3-0 after the, home series against the NFC North. Let's keep this up, boys. And also, one more cheers for just how crazy this freaking NFL season's been. I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting half of what I've been seeing so far this year. And again, I love it, I love the chaos, because now it sounds like the Vikings-Jets game, which, by the way, I don't know if I actually spilled the beans yet on this, but my dad and I will be going. Actually, my dad, my sister, and my nieces and I will be going to the Vikings-Jets game week 13. And that's actually looking like it could be a good game for actual, seeding and playoff rights at this point, because holy crap, who was expecting the Jets to be 5-2 going into week 8? Not I. Not I, said the captain. But, hey, Robert Saleh's finally getting the boys believing. Finally getting the talent to live up to their potential. But unfortunately, Breece Hall might be done with an ACL. Such a shame, too. I mean, he was one of my favorite running backs watching in college and stuff. So, but yeah, like I say, we'll cross that bridge when we get a little bit further down the road. So, 5-1 after the bye. On to the Cardinals, and let's see what the rest of this season has in store. So, until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good one.